Hey there peeps, and welcome to episode 3 in this week of special episodes dedicated to our deep dives into who should have been the final opponent of the greatest of all time, that being John Cena. Already in this series I've discussed The Rock and Edge, so please make sure to watch those episodes after you watch this one, of course. I'm recording these in the week of the final match taking place, and with the knowledge that it is going to be against Gunther. But who else could it have been? As the internet surely seems to have several thoughts and ideas on the matter. And I'm going to go through as many as I can in detail and give a rating out of 10 on the following areas. Number 1, how much it makes sense storyline wise. Number 2, the reality of the match taking place in the first place. And number 3, how good that match would have been. My previous 2 entries discuss people who aren't signed to full-time WWE contracts, but today's one is someone who is pretty much now synonymous with the company. That being Randy Orton. He isn't just the biggest rival of John Cena, but it's the biggest rivalry in WWE history by match count. The two have fought over 120 times in singles contests over the years, which is a company record. Their matches span over 20 years. I've always seen Orton as the second most natural rival to John Cena, that being after CM Punk, as they both came through the OVW developmental days. And for anyone wondering what the developmental scores were like before the days of NXT, the WWE themselves did do an FCW documentary a few years ago, but I think that might have got lost when they transitioned over to Peacock/Netflix over here. These old developmental places like FCW, OVW and HCW were proper grassroots wrestling. There was no state-of-the-art facilities with a team of doctors, nutritionists and physiotherapists here. It was very much a ring in a room. No frills, just wrestling. The OVW class that John Cena and Randy Orton were a part of is stuff of legend, as it would also feature Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin and Batista. I 100% think that Orton should have been the final opponent of John Cena. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Or that would be the case were it not for a couple of important factors. Firstly, being the fact that Randy Orton has been missing in action since SummerSlam pretty much. So I think if it was to be him, again, I'd like a story told throughout the whole year of Orton just missing out on the opportunity until finally, come the final shot, he gets it. It could have worked with the tournament they had anyway, to be fair, or it could have been something of its own accord. I mean, on a side note, they do need to lay off these tournaments for everything. It's getting a bit repetitive. But anyway, back to the main factor. And that main factor being, as to why it doesn't make sense, they already done it as part of the tour and did no direct follow-up. The story between the two now kind of feels complete. For years, Cena was the good guy against a cocky Orton, but this time it was the roles reversed. And it's been done, and it ended perfectly between the two. To do another match now would be like them doing another Back to the Future movie. It would just ruin what's already out there. If Orton didn't care enough after losing King of the Ring or seeing Cena lose the title, why would he care right at the end again? I guess shaved head, punt everything that looks at him the wrong way, Orton can say he just wants it for his own personal kind of reasons, but surely he'd want the title more. I mean, and he clearly decided Team with Jelly Roll at SummerSlam was more important. So with these 2 points considered, believe it or not, I'm going to score this one low and go with a 3 or 4. Yes, they could have struck magic, but they also could have left fans feeling dissatisfied. Especially as Cena was keen to put over a new talent on the way out. Him putting over a 20-plus year vet in the company in his last match, it would not have fit. Next up is a realistic chance, and I'll keep this one clear. Randy Orton works for the company, unlike Edge. Daily reminder for the IWC who still thinks something different. Randy Orton also is a full-time wrestler for the company, unlike Dwayne, who is signed to a contract but is not a wrestler. He isn't injured, and as the final match is the selling point of the weekend, it doesn't really matter that Orton is a babyface at present. This easily could have been the final match. I would give it full marks here, but I will dock it a couple of points for the fact that it's already been done as part of the tour, and that the company seems satisfied. So if they were to go back to this, it would only have been because the well was well and truly dry. So I'll give an 8 for a realistic chance. As an 8 out of 10. Our highest yet on this one, to be fair. And remember guys, please like, share and subscribe to my channel so you get to see all the videos first. It really means a lot to me also. Just Checking, I'm fine, no interruptions. Okay, cool. It seems we're good, no interruptions. I win this week. Awesome! On to our final category, and that's match quality. Now, this is always subjective, as we know, but I really rate both men from an in-ring perspective. They have great chemistry together, and I think lots of people's problems with them before was that the feud was shoved down our throats a bit. It's also because both guys wrestle what's known as like a WWE style, not the style seen on the independents, but that makes sense as they are both products of the WWE system. Ultimately, WWE is not a wrestling promotion, but it is indeed a content and entertainment provider. It builds itself more moments than matches. Orton and Cena, if given the time to do so, would have had an absolutely amazing WWE contest. I weirdly think they would have made it similar to Orton and Edge's own greatest wrestling match ever, with spots from all the greats being used inside of it. It would have been a spectacle for sure. If we had not already seen a match between them this year, I think the crowd would have been off the charts for this one. I'm going to award it full marks here, as I think in terms of WWE style matches, this is the best example of one. They may have stepped it up with like a no DQ or something like that, but it would have sold out just by itself. And it definitely 100% would have been fitting to be the match, to be the final one of John's career. And look, that concludes episode 3. Please go ahead and watch the other ones like I said before, ahead of a new episode dropping soon. Now, get out of here before I give you the punt kick.
Randy Orton looked like he went low.